I'm back. This time it's another one of the redesigning obscure comics characters. The one I'm doing this time, his name's Jericho. Well, his actual name is David, but his name's Jericho, and he is Deathstroke's gay son, except they did it like in a really shitty way. But I won't go into that, because that's a rant for only my close friends and family who are willing to put up with my nonsense. He's got brain powers, which I really, didn't do. He can swap his brain into other bodies, but it didn't incorporate that into the design at all, because I didn't feel like it. So, right off the bat, doing research, I found out he had a really silly-looking, medieval-ish costume he originally got introduced with, which I just loved. They were totally planning on making him gay from the beginning with that outfit. He also had a more streamlined black, gold, and white one, which I do like. I think it's kind of boring, but if there was a little bit more to that, I would have been totally into it. And finally, this weird Aquaman one, which I don't like, and I think sucks, and is very disjointed. So, I wanted to kind of keep with the medieval look since it's fun, and because the poof kind of on the top of the gold and black and white one looks a little bit like a crown. I'm deciding this guy is going to be a Disney princess now. So I gave him a long blonde ponytail like a princess, because I think that's fun. And it's Rapunzel. I figure overbearing evil parent, check. Everything's all good there. The gold, black, and white scheme it looks really nice. It's easy on the eyes, so I ended up mostly keeping with that in the final colors. I gave him a corset-ish thing and fingerless gloves, because I think they look thoroughly a little bit. So it's the top joint-ish, but I think it counts. I gave him a little bit to show off his shoulders because I'm nice to myself. I also treated myself by giving him big titties, and I super ultra beefified him because he's just generically ripped in the original, which that's a thing they do to comic men. You very rarely get unripped comic men, even if they're supposed to be skinny, so I, bulked him out to a bit of degree that matches how beefy he is and how much, muscle definition he's got. I tried to include, little bits of the blue and the pink from the original medieval costume. I wanted to give him a cape at some point, but I couldn't figure out a way to do that would look decent. So I never did, which, I did kind of want to, because if you notice, in the original one, he's got, little clip-ons that looks like he's got a cape over the shoulders, but it disappears. He doesn't have an actual cape. And it's not just in that PNG, too. I went to the comic panel that they stole the PNG from, they cropped it out of. And he doesn't have a cape in that either, which is just, I have seen my fair share of bad comic art, but I think that's funny, So I was really hoping I'd restore his cape, but I just ended up doing a different thing, for the shoulders. Because, all of them have kind of a focus on the shoulders with the leading lines and the weird Aquaman scales and the blue cape that fades into nothingness. So I'd like to think I at least kept that on over to my design. I ended up adding, black stripe pointy triangle things, because I just thought the design didn't really have enough going for it when I added those. That's on me, and they don't really have a reason to be there except looking cool, but I think, when designing characters, how appealing they look is a lot more than deep thought or meaning behind every single aspect of their outfit. At some point, I realized these eyes were like totally creepy, like big and buggy, and just not pleasant to look at. You'll see I fix it ish at the end. I'm still not 100% satisfied with the final result, but I go through and I just shrink the irises and the not the sclera, that's the white bit. But I shrink them so it doesn't look just absolutely horrifying. I ended up giving him these like half pant thingies, like a loincloth split down the middle. I don't know what they're supposed to be. They're not supposed to be anything. I just thought it looked cool. And he's got some like gold detailing on his pants, sort of like the gold detailing on the black and white costume, and little wings on his shoes, partially because that's just a look I really like. Like, I have the little shoe wings you thread into the laces. I just think it's cool, But, yeah, that's it. I tried to make him look kind of like a Disney princess, but now all my sisters say that he looks like a She-Ra character, which, I'm okay with. As always, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you next time.